Hello everyone. It's time once again to come together and celebrate the values we all share. Each year we walk a mile for unity to demonstrate our commitment to creating the proud, welcoming, and inclusive community we all want to live in. This is not a self-actualizing vision. It is one that requires constant effort, a perpetual work in progress fueled by our passion for justice and our determination to look out for one another. Of course, this year is unlike any other year. Our Unity Walk will take a different form than in previous years, in keeping with our standards for social distancing. But I think it's fair to say that we've never had a greater need for this expression of unity than we do right now. We are facing a health crisis of unprecedented scope, one that disproportionately affects the most vulnerable among us. We are also living in a moment when vital issues of social justice have been raised with greater urgency in the wake of George Floyd's murder and more recently the shooting of Jacob Blake. In these uncertain times, it is imperative that we stand together. The well-being of our entire community relies upon the actions of each individual. As Dr. King once said, we are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality tied in a single garment of destiny. That simple truth has been brought home to all of us over the last 6 months. That is why our Walk a Mile for Unity event is more relevant than ever before. As a college, as a society, and as a global community, we can only move forward if we do so as one. Let's get started, pioneers. We can do this.
Hi there, my name is Mercedes Steele. I'm a senior and a dual major in psychology and criminal justice. I'm so excited to be speaking at the Unity Walk today because diversity, equity, and inclusion is my passion. I care so much about having these conversations and embracing everyone's uniqueness. I would say I appreciate it more because I really never got to be myself or my true self for a big portion of my life due to growing up in a neighborhood that did not have a lot of diversity and multiculturalism. I deeply and profoundly love that I'm able to be my true self at UC, have these conversations on DEI, blast Hispanic music, and indulge in the little things to love my heritage and who I am even more. This walk is about us and how each and every single one of us is uniquely different, as well as being in a community that is accepting of who we are in a safe and welcoming home. My whole life I was never able to do that, and UC gave me this chance to love who I am in the fullest way possible, as well as do everything in my power to make my residents feel accepted for who they are. This walk is for everyone, but it's also to acknowledge that there are underrepresented groups of people who are not fully accepted and treated equally as others. This walk is for people of color who have experienced internalized racism. This walk is for people who are fearful of authoritative figures like law enforcement. This walk is for people who are afraid to be who they are because of others. This walk is for people who have been targeted by acts of oppression and discrimination. This walk is more than a walk. It's an empowering movement to stand for recognizing that our country is not perfect in how it treats minorities, by being that one person to stand against it, showing your solidarity and willingness to support your fellow UC community members. This walk means so much more now than ever because of the Black Lives Matter movement, the deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and so many Black brothers and sisters who have been murdered due to police brutality. Coronavirus-related acts of racism towards people of Asian descent, and acts of hate on transgender individuals within the past year. Wherever you are taking part in this walk, know that what has happened this past year will not go unnoticed, and UC stands with you. Everyone who is walking today wants to better understand what you have gone through. We stand with you and will continue to fight for change alongside you.
One of the things I love most about the Walk a Mile for Unity event is that it is such a powerful representation of who we are as a college community. I remember my first year participating in this event. As our team in the Office of Human Resources made its way to Duffy Plaza, I remember wondering how it would all pan out. Would people really turn out for a walk? Were people feeling compelled to be together in community? Was everything that had happened leading up to that walk going to keep us apart or unite us? Those who were there know it was an amazing event that really demonstrated what we do in good times and in bad. We come together. For so many, this year has been a time of great despair on multiple fronts. Here we are, learning how to live in the midst of a global pandemic, and at the same time, there are so many in our own community who are feeling pain not only from the death of George Floyd, but for all those before him and after him, from the types of injustices that take a toll on the human spirit. One of the best reasons to be here at UC is because we're a place where we can work openly and together on healing our spirits. You can't do that everywhere. There are so many who don't have the honor of being in a place where you can share thoughts, ideas, perspectives, and even pain, and all the while continue learning and growing. There are so many who don't have a place where they can outwardly and safely denounce racism, bigotry, xenophobia, homophobia, and any behaviors that devalue others. But here, we most certainly can. We can unite even as we celebrate differences, unite in our common goal to be in a place where we all feel at home, unite in knowing that we have more work to do, and unite in our resolve to do that work. For me, walking a mile for unity is so much more than a walk. We're proving today that while we love our walk, we can do it in any way we choose, as long as we're together. I hope today reminds us to use our voices for good, to eliminate systems of oppression, and to never stop reaching out to each other in any way we can.
Hello everyone, welcome to our annual Unity Walk. This is the 5th one for me, and I want to welcome everybody, and I want to remind everybody that this is a very important event. Everyone should be involved. It's a wonderful way to commit to these important ideals. It's a wonderful way to show our important commitment to these ideals. I want to ask you guys to commit in a way other than just doing the Unity Walk. Next year, when you come back and do our next year's Unity Walk and you're recommitting to these ideals, if someone asks you, what was the last thing you did to further the ideals of diversity and inclusion on our campus? Your answer shouldn't be, I participated in the last Unity Walk. This is an ongoing fight for justice, for diversity, and for equity on our campus and all over the country. Go out and perform actions, concrete actions, that make this country and this community a better place.
Hi everyone, I'm Rowe, class of 1994. I'm also a college trustee and a proud member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. What a great way to start the academic year by uniting with students, classmates, faculty, staff, and the broader Utica College community to participate in this year's Unity Walk. There's so many reasons why joining together as a college family is ever so poignant and significant given what we've all witnessed and experienced these past several months. There's no better time to reflect upon the notion of unity and why the act of walking is ever so symbolic. Historically, we've seen the walking that has taken place in marches and protests, serving as a resounding voice for social change, in which many cases were organized and led by college students. Although this year's event will take shape quite differently than in years past, there's a greater opportunity to take with us throughout the school year the importance of unity and how to unify constructively and progressively towards achieving a semblance of common ground as you traverse the college campus and beyond. To that end, let this walk be the starting point of what you will do. And yes, that might mean engaging with those that you may not agree with or whose views and experiences are quite different than your own. That's okay. That's what makes Utica College and the UC experience so unique. Share what you learned and what you aspire to achieve during next year's walk with others. The late Honorable Congressman John Lewis once said, "Take a long, hard look down the road you'll have to travel once you've made a commitment to work for change. Know that this transformation will not happen right away. Change often takes time. It rarely happens all at once." End quote. Walk with purpose. Thank you.